What's up, guys? Mike here. Today I got another stock that pretty much is bottomed out and dirt cheap, and right now it is begging us to start buying it before it starts taking off. And of course, this company is none other than Abbott Technologies, ticker symbol ABT. Now, this is a dividend company as well, and it is also pretty much like you can call it a growth stock for the biotech sector. And this is a great long-term play company to have, regardless whether you are just in it for the trade that I'm going into or you want to hold this company long term. It is definitely one of those stocks that you could definitely hold on to and build your position in and just collect dividends on it every quarterly payout. Anyways, guys, we are going to go over the charts on this one. We're going to go over some trade ideas, where to buy it, where to sell it, what is a good price to get in and start building your position, and go over some news about the company as to why the stock just recently went down pretty hard, and some positive news as to why this company will probably be doing pretty well in the next few months coming up at the same time. So with that said, guys, let's waste no further time. Make sure you always destroy that like button. Hit subscribe. It really helps out my channel, and I do appreciate it very much. So also, guys, check out my Patreon page. We are making some nice money on this stock. The market has been treating us very well the past 3 weeks, and I hope you are going to be enjoying some of those returns with some of the videos I posted. But also, I do post some certain stuff on my Patreon page that I don't post on the videos, of course. So check out my Patreon page. Come trade with us. So with that said, guys, let's begin. Yeah. Guys, let's just dive into Abbott Laboratories, ticker symbol ABT. Now, this is a pretty much a biotech sector company. It's a pharmaceutical company. I'm sure a lot of you, if not pretty much everybody, has heard of Abbott Technologies, Abbott Laboratories. This is a very well-known company. They sell a lot of medical devices, a lot of medical supplies, a lot of medical testings, and different types of things that are related to surgical procedures. So you can pretty much expect a lot of hospitals and care facilities to have or own a lot of Abbott Abbott products. That's where I've seen them a lot. As a pharmacist, I see their products everywhere in the pharmacy. This is a very well-known company, and it is used a lot. They just recently had a earnings report on this date. Let me refresh the page so we can get a nice scope on the inspection. So on May 28, after hours, they did have a earnings report, and it did not go well for them. It just dropped like a tank, right? The stock dropped like a tank. Why? They announced that due to COVID testings being down, they expect their projections for their growth, their earnings to be lower than expected. Because why? Because COVID is going away, right? Pretty much no one is going to do COVID testing as much anymore. So a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of manufacturers, a lot of hospitals and facilities and care places have been stopping and using COVID testing. They're not ordering as many products because a lot of people aren't doing as many COVID testings anymore, because a lot of people are getting vaccinated. A lot of people have already been exposed to the virus, and a lot of people are now getting better, and the COVID is just going away, and also COVID in general is going down in infectious rates, right? Everywhere in the country, most of it, COVID has been dying down and going away because a lot of people are just pumping those vaccines into people and getting them COVID-free and COVID vaccinated. So that's what caused a massive drop, about an 8 to 10% drop on that day. Let's measure it. It closed around here, so about a 9.3%. So that's a wild ride down there. That's like almost a 10% drop right there. And it has been steadily climbing. It was just a really harsh and sharp drop. As you guys can see, it dropped below the 30 RSI, which usually is a great signal for me to start thinking about building a position, and especially a company as big and powerful and sector in the biotechnology area. As Abbott, it is definitely a worthy of a company to get in. Look where they dropped. They pretty much dropped to their previous lows, like around 100 and 406. They dropped to about 105.69 on that day, and the next day it started at 105.36 for the lowest, and its swimble closed around 106.90. Started building, and it's been going up steadily the past few days, right? So this company is definitely a great long-term play if you would just want to get into it and build your position and just hold it for the dividends. I think they're going to go and do well. I am going to start building my position. I always, when a company drops about 10% in one day, I give it about 3 days before I start building any position in a company. That's just my rule. I have a 3-day rule. I should have started building my position on Friday, but I hesitated because I was hoping a little bit of a pullback coming on Friday, but it did not happen. It did just steadily just stay in place. It didn't have a wild trade. But it is definitely going to be a nice position to start building. I hope it does go down a little bit more back to like around 106 to 108. That would be an awesome start. Place to start building a position for me. But if it doesn't, I would definitely want to add some below before it goes to 110. Now, where do I see this company going? I think it has a great chance to go back to around 114 to about 116. That is a great possibility for us. If we start building at 110, I think we can build a nice area right here and have about a, let's say it goes to 115, about a 5% return, right? It's not a lot, but about a 5% return could be good. If it does go to 108 and we go to like about 150, 160, that's about 6% return on your money. A lot of people want to hold this long term. I think if you do hold it long term, you can easily expect it to go to 120, and that will give you a 10% return. Or if you do it from 106, 108 actually, that's about a 12% return. And eventually, it can definitely hit 122 in over time. So that's about a 14% return, 11%, 11.7 to 12% return you can expect on your investment. And plus, you'll be collecting dividend over time. This is a dividend growth type of company, and I think Abbott is definitely one that you can look into. So moving on, if we check out TipRanks also estimates Abbott is worth about $124. That's what I said. It could go to around 122 to 120 to me. I don't know about 124. 124 seems like that's like the top, and every time it does go to around 124 to 125, it has a massive pullback, right? So I think around 120 to 122 is a fair asking price for this company to be like, that should be like its all-time high somewhere right there, unless Abbott brings out some crazy stuff, new products, new networking, new technological advancements in the medical field, and that I think Abbott can do that, and they have been shown to do a lot of things like they can do this, right? They can partner up with other companies like Medtronics and do like this heart pump type of deal. They just announced this on June 4th. That was on Friday. I expected the news to move the stock and push it, but it pretty much did nothing to the stock on that day. The news, probably they expected it on June 3rd. A lot of insiders already known or heard about it. That's what made the massive jump, and it's not fair to us because we're not insiders, and that's what happened. A lot of insiders knew about what's going to happen about the partnership, and they did take a huge spike. Right now, if you look at the charts, it's not very clean, right? It's not pretty, and that's because Abbott had a massive drop, a 10% drop on this day. So MACD and TSI won't be telling you much, at least for now, because this trade might take a few days, if not a few weeks, to build. This is a dividend company. It is not a high-powered growth stock, so it's going to take some time before it starts hitting to around $115, $16. Don't expect this trade to be like one of my other trades where it just starts to take off really quickly, right? So you're going to have some time to build your position in. Don't get too scared that it starts blowing up too fast, because this is a dividend company. Dividend companies are slow growth, slow moving companies, slow stocks, and it will take some time for that. But once we start going above the 5-day moving average, I think that will be ideal area to start really building your shares. And if it goes above the 5 and the 20, this will make the stock super bullish, and you can expect it to go really high, like above the 118 area. Right now, the 5 and the 20 crossing over is around 118. You're gonna need this resistance to be killed, and it's gonna take off from there. So if you want to wait, you can do that if you want to buy when it's super bullish, but by then you already missed all the profits. That's why I think right now, while the RSI is pretty much dirt cheap below the 35 RSI area, and if it goes back to below 30 RSI, that would be ideal to get in. That would be amazing. Like whoever got it here below 30 RSI got a massive discount, right? It's pretty high risk to jump into a company that drops this much so fast. It didn't follow my 3-day rule. I expected it to trade a little bit sideways for 3 days, but it started shooting right back up because people expect that this company is worth more than $108, right? Every time it goes around the $108, it starts to move back up, and people expect this company to be worth around the 115, 116. I think that is a fair price for this company. The lowest it's been here hasn't been since September. Wow, that's about over 6 to 7 months ago. So a lot of people expect high growth from this, and they expect Abbott to do well over time, right? It didn't do much movement on Friday, unfortunately, but that's just, it is the way it is. It is definitely a good company to invest in. They make a lot of money. Just look at their sales, right? You can tell from their quarterly sales, their annual sales. This is a company that continuously prospers and does well every single year, and they're going to continuously make more revenue year by year. I think so. Their net income has been steadily growing very nicely. Quarterly has been growing. Of course, 2021, they expect less money because of the COVID testing, so we can see a little bit of a pullback compared to 2020. 2020, I'm sure, was one of their best years because they sold massive amounts of COVID testing, right? Those COVID tests are very expensive. Probably they ran around somewhere from $40 to $50 plus if you wanted to get one of those. So Abbott doesn't have a future. I expect them to do well. I expect them to bring new products in the market over time. So this is definitely a company you can buy right now while it's still cheap and hold it long term, or do the swing trade with me if you like. Thanks again for watching my video. As always, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so YouTube could alert you when my next video comes out. Also, guys, feel free to add me on Instagram. I pretty much post there daily. I post some buys, I post some sales there. So if you want to be part of that, make sure to check out my Patreon page. Link, you can find it in the description box below. Also, guys, some of the trades that I do post will only be for Patreon members. So if you want to be part of that, check the link for that. Come trade with us. Come join my Patreon page. And I would definitely appreciate having you guys come trade along, because I do try to help as many people as possible. And if you have questions, I do try to help you guys out in the Patreon page as well. Also, guys, do not miss out on the promotion going on right now with WeBull, where you get a chance to win a Tesla Model 3 right now. Check the link for that. You are also able to get 4 free stocks from WeBull, 2 for just signing up to their platform, and 2 more when you make a deposit of $100 or more. WeBull will give you 4 total stocks for free, and 2 of those will be valued from $8 all the way up to $1,850 right now. So check the link in the description box below. Also, if you want another free stock, FirstTrade gives out pretty good stock. Check the link for that one. And finally, of course, we have Robinhood, which gives out pretty decent stocks here and well as well. All those links can be found in the description box below. Thanks again for watching my video, and until next time, make money with Mike.